My name is Sophia. This is my presentation on the benefits of going outside. So before we begin, just wanted to share what I'm going to go through just in five basic questions. How does the screen affect your physical health? How does it affect your health in terms of eating? Benefits of going outside? How do we balance those two things? And then what can we take away? And then before I begin those five questions, just wanted to share why I wanted to, do this presentation. I talked to one of my basketball coaches and he recommended these podcasts for me. One of them was on metabolic health and it was like, walk outside after every meal. So I did that and it just like immediately changed my life. Like I was like, man, I never go outside. So then I was like, oh, what are the benefits of going outside? This is not like attacking technology. It's just like a layer of technology. Like, hey, technology's great, but we also have to respect nature as well. So my first point is, how does your physical health change with technology? So I just wanted to ask, like, do any of you guys feel unwell after going on the screen for a long time? I know that sometimes, my eyes hurt, my body feels slow, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel that a lot. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but that's actually true. Your body does change a lot from screen time. For example, if you sit a lot on your phone, you can have a larger risk of obesity due to sedentary activity and impact of your cardiovascular health. Sleep problems, the blue light from your screen can disrupt your circadian rhythm and your brain mistakes that for actual natural light. So you stay awake for later in the day than you should. Like, do any of you guys keep your phone in your room and like you just constantly wake up and check it, or just like you go on it right before bed and you're still awake and you're like, oh shoot, but you're actually doing it to yourself? I have mine there, and then the anxiety of it being there, impacts my sleep. But my third point, back and neck problems. No one goes on their phone with proper posture. We're all like this. So you can get that as well. And then in terms of your brain, this is actually crazy what I was learning. Language development. So there's a study done by Jennifer Cross, and she was like, yeah, language development only really happens with back-to-back conversations in person, so you can read those social cues. And like Sahasra explained yesterday, you can decrease your attention span and actually your test scores because more than 7 hours a day on the screen can actually thin your cortex, which is crazy. And if children who spend more than 2 hours a day scored lower on language and thinking tests, which is not healthy at all. And of course, social cues, like I mentioned. So, bad body and underdeveloped brain equals unhappy intern. As a kid, you learn about the world through experience, and you can't do that if everything's 2D. And kids model their parents. So, and then my second point, if any of you guys suffer with eating disorders, body appearance, etc., feel free to click off. That's what I'm going to be talking about in these next slides. So just a quick little warning. So again, two questions. What content affects your relationship with your body, and how does it affect your relationship with your body? So I just picked three examples that I found online. There's a body mass index calculator app that calculates your health and your proper weight through basic information, which is just age, height, and weight. Completely inaccurate. Everyone has different body types. It sparks so many eating disorders. I looked at the reviews. That's all they talk about. Unrealistic standards. We've all heard Photoshop and filters, etc. But Ozempic has been becoming a thing. And if you guys don't know what Ozempic is, it's supposed to be a type 2 diabetes treatment, but people use it for weight loss because it reduces your appetite and improves how your body breaks down sugar and fat. Celebrities are preaching it. I think Elon Musk is on it. And this one, TikTok accounts. So there's a bunch of weight loss accounts, but they're encouraging eating disorders, such as this one. If you look, it's small font, so I apologize, but it says, what my profile picture means based on my weight, falling behind, I'm a pig, except like it's awful. And just certain content. Like I was just looking up rice cakes because I love rice cakes. And then this pops up and it's like encouraging eating disorders. Like it's so unhealthy and people just post it all the time and it actually encourages bad eating. So the effects, our bodies need fuel. Certain things like this can encourage anorexia, bulimia, and like going on Ozempic, you're injecting yourself with a diabetes treatment to look a different way. It's not healthy at all. We really need to make a change. And part three, not so much a resolution, but more so how to balance screen time and away time. You can't solve eating disorders just like that, but what has helped me at least is going outside. So if you look at the difference, 1990s, all the kids are going outside, no supervision, they're fixing their own problems. Rachie talked about Jonathan Haidt a lot, and he's in this podcast about how important it is to, go outside. And in the 1990s, that's how everyone grew up, and they're not screenagers. But in the 2020s, supervision all the time, phones all the time. If you don't believe me, look at the comparison. Kids playing in 1990s, kids playing in 2020s. It's the same search, just different dates. Everyone's outside on the left, everyone's inside on the right. It's awful. And if you're worried about, kidnapping and etc., there's a lot more creepy people on the internet than there are in your front yard. So what I suppose we do is go back in time from the inside age back to the outside age, like I was just talking about. I really, really do recommend this podcast. It's about 2.5 hours, but it's amazing. And he doesn't criticize screen time either. So what we should change, like I said, is go outside. I know, like in the summer, you go outside a lot more, but I can't think of a bunch of people who are like, oh, let's go on a bike ride right now. It's all like, oh, you want to go play video games? You want to go watch a movie? Do you want to rotten TikTok on my bed, et cetera, et cetera? Americans spend less than 8% of their time outdoors. It is so incredibly unhealthy. And we miss out on so many benefits, such as these four. So, like I said, your eyes and your neck can actually strain from, the position you have when you're on technology. And if you don't go outside a whole lot, you can actually lower your bone density. And in the Dr. Casey Means podcast with the Huberman Lab, she says that walking after you eat can actually maintain your glucose levels and bring them back down. And then, of course, going out in the sun, you get vitamin D. Fitness, we can all work out inside in the gym, but you have to pay. But you can lower your risk of obesity, strengthen your immune system, your cardiovascular health, bunch of activity. You can bike, walk, cartwheel, scooter, whatever. And then emotional, you just unplug. You don't have to worry about seeing 00 girls in bikinis on your Instagram. You just get to walk outside and look at bugs. And actually, when you exercise, you release endorphins, which improve your mood. And there's actually such thing as ecotherapy, which is just doing outside activities too, which can actually improve your mild to moderate depression. And you can do all this stuff outside: run, bike, go to the park, throw the ball for your dog. So, of course, you want to keep a balance. I'm not saying, go outside all the time, blah, 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 but just, 2 hours a week and just disconnect. You can spend whatever time you want doing anything else. So there's actually apps to get off of your phone. We all know the screen time on your settings app. Flipped, it makes you lock your phone for a certain amount of time and you can't go back once you do it. And then Forest, which is really cool. You have to pay like $4 for it, but you can plant a tree when you want to stay focused and it'll grow while you do your work. But if you leave, you'll kill your tree, which is sad. Don't kill your tree. So you can grow like a whole forest, which is amazing. Stay focused all the time. And they actually plant trees from all your work. So you're helping yourself and you're helping others, which is super cool. So what can we take away? Okay, screen time, just in moderation. You can go on your screen, just make sure you're aware of how much you're going on it, how it's affecting your emotional, your physical, your mental health. Just go outside, 5-minute walk a day, take your dogs out, take your cat out. I don't know. I learned the 25-3 rule, which is 20 minutes outside per day, 5 hours outside per month, 3 days per year in a more off-grid area. How many of you guys have, gone to a summer camp? They're like, no phones. And then afterward, you're like, wow. Like, I think, Rachel, you're talking about this. Your family went offline for a week and you felt amazing, but we just feel obligated to be on the screen. And of course, be patient. Like I said, we live in a digital age. Be healthy to yourself. You can't just go off of it immediately. That's my presentation. And then works. Thanks.